McLaughlin Levrone mulls Olympic 400-meter double after silencing doubters. The 26-year-old American is the world record holder and two-time Olympic gold medalist in the 400-meter hurdles, but chose to run the flat race at the World Championships in Tokyo. Her decision was emphatically vindicated after clocking the second fastest time ever, winning in a championship record 47.78 seconds. McLaughlin Levrone will be on home soil at the 2028 Los Angeles Games and is not ruling out competing in a 400-meter double bill. We will need to talk about the schedule for the Los Angeles 2028 Olympic Games. Maybe I could do both 400m and 400-meter hurdles, she said. I would need some days off between those events, and there's a tough field in both events. You've got to respect all the girls. In order to put your best performances together, you need your body to be ready for it, she added. McLaughlin Levrone fended off defending champion and Olympic gold medalist Marilady Paulino of the Dominican Republic to take gold on a rain-slicked Tokyo track. Her time smashed the previous championship record of 47.99 seconds, set by Jarmila Kratochvilova of then Czechoslovakia in 1983. Some had questioned the wisdom of her decision to step away from the 400-meter hurdles, an event in which she went unbeaten for 6 seasons. Answering the critics, she answered her critics in imperious fashion, 2 days after smashing the U.S. record in the semifinal. I know there was a lot of doubt from a lot of people for me making this switch, and I just wanted to show myself I can do it, said McLaughlin Levrone. I see things online. I see what people say, and ultimately, that's okay. I think that's what makes the sport great. I think they want to see great matchups. They want to see people be uncomfortable, and I think today was a really great race for track and field. McLaughlin Levrone was drawn in lane 5 and made a powerful start in steady rain at Tokyo's National Stadium. She put herself in front heading into the final straight, although Paulino briefly looked like she might threaten from the outside lane. Instead, McLaughlin Levrone propelled herself over the line first, falling agonizingly short of the world record of 47.60 seconds set by Marita Koch of then East Germany in 1985, one of the oldest records in the books. She was left gasping for air and took a moment to compose herself before returning to the track and celebrating with her husband Andre. The new champion said she knew this feeling was going to be amazing. It definitely helped having Marilady Paulino in the outer lane where I could see her. But I still had to get the work done, said McLaughlin Levrone. My coach told me to get out of the blocks as fast as possible, not to stay in it for long. I knew the girls were going to push me, but what mattered was to stay composed, she added. Sydney McLaughlin Levrone stands at a crossroads of possibility. Already crowned queen of the 400-meter hurdles, she eyes yet another summit, the 400m flat. After years of domination over hurdles, 6 world records, 2 Olympic golds, an unbroken string of major titles, she now contemplates tackling the flat 400m and doing so in the same Olympic Games. To many, it seems audacious. To those who watched her tear down the 400-meter hurdles world record by tenths, and then by more, perhaps it's inevitable. But this double, a dual assault on 2 of the most brutal, demanding one-lap events in track, carries both risk and promise. In Tokyo in 2025, McLaughlin Levrone ran the fastest women's 400-meter in 40 years, winning gold in 47.78 seconds. Reuters. It was a defining moment, a flat 400m performance that smashed the U.S. record and made her a favorite in the flat 400-meter world as well. Earlier, she'd already broken the long-standing U.S. record in the semifinal with the 48.29. Supersport. These are not just good races, they are statements. They say, I can do this. And for some, they say she must. The whispers had always been there. Doubters questioned whether she could master the flat sprint at elite level while continuing to dominate hurdles. Some argued that the 400m flat, with its need for pace maintenance, raw sprinting endurance, and float through the last 100m, would expose any frailties when she isn't clearing barriers. Others raised concerns about schedule. Can one recover enough between races, between rounds, between heats and finals of 2 taxing events? And then there is the mental load, expectations, fatigue, the pressure of doubling down. But McLaughlin Levrone is no stranger to pushing the scene boundaries of what's possible. In Paris 2024, she shattered her own 400-meter hurdles world record with a scintillating 50.37 seconds. BBC. +1. Her dominance in the hurdles is not up for debate. She is the best in history. What remains is whether she can transfer enough energy, speed, and endurance to the 400m flat over the span of a championship, and whether it's wise to pursue both. Why the 400m flat? To understand the meaning of this potential double, one must grasp what the flat 400m demands. It is a sprint, yes, but not quite like a 100m or 200m. It requires speed plus endurance plus pacing strategy. The first 200m must be fast yet controlled. The third 100m, over the backstretch, demands courage. The final 100m is often a crucible of lactic acid, grit, and unyielding will. McLaughlin Levrone's repertoire already shows she has the tools. Her hurdle splits show superior strength between hurdles. Her speed in the early and mid phases is world-class, and her last 100m often leaves opponents gasping. Transitioning to the flat 400m removes the barrier obstacles, which may allow her to redistribute energy she once placed into hurdling technique, timing, and recovery. The result is faster, smoother running. And she's already proven she can run the flat 400m at nearly world-dominating times. The U.S. record she broke with 48.29 in Tokyo in the semifinals shows that the flat 400m is no longer some experimental path. It is very much within her reach. Supersport. And then winning in 47.78 in the final, despite race conditions not always perfect, spoke to her capacity to deliver when it counts. Reuters. There is something poetic, too, in the idea of the double, hurdles and flat, two facets of the one-lap challenge. One tests rhythm, technique, and explosive power over barriers. The other tests pure speed, efficiency, and unrelenting endurance. If she wins at both, it would place her among track's immortals, a rare breed who dominate both flat and hurdle versions of the same distance. Doubts, challenges, and trade-offs. Of course, there are serious downsides. The Olympic schedule is notoriously cruel. Rounds across days, sometimes with little rest, mixed with heats, semifinals, finals. If she doubles, she might be racing 6 or more times across hurdles, rounds plus a similar number in the flat 400m. Fatigue accumulates. Injuries loom. Recovery becomes not just an afterthought, but central to her training and race plan. Also, specialization is normally rewarded. To win the 400-meter flat at the top level, one must have elite sprint endurance, excellent curve running, and a different tactical mindset than in hurdles. The last 100m of a flat 400m is a different beast. The pain, the pace, the mental battle is more exposed.